China, after the 1997, Hong Kong back in to China, but unfortunately, the Chinese government said they are going to do one state, two systems, but actually they broke the promise, and so I really worried about Hong Kong or Uyghurs. The human rights is one of the biggest issue, but there is no freedom if I look at the news from the all over the world. So I really want that the United States and who agree about the human security or humanitarian aid or human rights issue have to be think together and act together, and we have to let's hear the voices from the suffering, from those kind of pressure from the some kind of the country or governments, what we call autocrats or the autocratic governments. So I'm personally thinking about and focus those issues, and so one last thing I'm watching carefully is a Taiwan issue. So the Wall Street Journal reported my opinion as their opinions about I told about how to say red line of the 21st century of the Asia is Taiwan Strait. So we have to protect the Taiwan as a democratic country. In 1970s, the year we were born, at that time the United States policy and also the all over the world think and tried the China is going to become one. So it says one China policy, as you know. It's a history, one of the page of the big history book. But the decision of at that time and now, since 1970s, and now it's 50 years later, what happening and the results of the 50 years ago decision making, or the people or the person in power at that time, the decision makers, was it right, or it's good? I don't know. The future kids generation, if they become adults, they are going to, I think, judge the historical moments about from the political point of view. One, it's a really close border. I mean, you told Kishi Nobuo, with the defense minister of us, my boss, Kishi-san, and I am kind of a friend of Taiwan, but we are not friend of Taiwan. We are brother. We are family of Taiwan, more closer. So if something happens in Taiwan, it's directly related to the Okinawa prefecture. And in Okinawa prefecture, there is existence of the United States, the armed forces. We have a Kadena Air Base. We have the U.S. Marine Corps base and another facilities, not just the Japanese self-defense forces and Japanese citizens living in Okinawa, but also the United States military bases and facilities, and also the families of the U.S. The people who are serving in the Okinawa for the entire whole world. So we have to really focusing on the Taiwan issue, which now they have threatening by the Chinese PLA. And the last week, 28 fighter jets flew over from the Chinese continent towards Taiwan. And they actually sometimes cross borders of the Chinese territorial air and land and soil. So, and also if it's too small in this map, but if here is Taiwan, and this is the Pacific Ocean, this is the western side, which is the Chinese content. The Chinese fighter jet, PLA fighter jet, coming from the continent of the China, and also the battleship used to be exercising around this China-Taiwan Strait. But now they move the Pacific Ocean side even, and they're exercising in the eastern part of the Taiwan. So this means they are trying to surround all the Taiwan islands, which is a very, if I'm a Taiwanese who living in Taiwan, maybe feel lots of threat and stress from the exercise, even the exercising from the Chinese PLA activities.